Welcome to ICSE Computer Application Class 10 100 Marks. I am Ganga Devi and in this video we will be discussing a very important topic of Section A ICSE Computer Application Board Exam, that is errors and exception in Java. So we will be discussing what is an error, what are the different types of errors, what is an exception, how exceptions are formed, what are the different types of exception, and how the exception can be handled, what are the keywords to handle the exception in Java, and if you want to print something very important even if an exception is coming, what keyword we can use for printing, and programs with exception. So watch the video till end. We will be discussing important topics and important points which can be asked in the exam. Those who haven't subscribed my channel till now, please subscribe it. And in the end, if you like the video, if you understand the concept, please don't forget to press the like button and write your comment. Now we can start the video by discussing errors. First of all, what is an error? When you write and type the program in computer, even if we are very careful to not to make mistake, sometimes we forget to put the semicolon. Maybe we will type some mismatch, for example declaring a variable as string and storing an integer value. Maybe we forget to put the braces. So all these will cause an error. Errors in Java occur due to incorrect syntax, incorrect use of programming commands, wrong use of symbols, and type mismatch. So many reasons are there for creating or making an error. And errors can also be known as bug. And removing the bug or removing the error is known as debugging or debugging the program. The different types of errors in Java are, here we can see syntax error, runtime error, and logical error. One by one, we can define these errors and see some example programs. Syntax error is caused as a result of incorrect syntax or grammatical mistakes which we make. That is missing semicolon. We forgot to put the semicolon. Missing arguments, missing parentheses, undefined variables. All this will cause a syntax error. So with the help of a program, we can understand the syntax error in detail. Here line by line we can check. The first line we can see class check. In this line, the keyword C is given in capital. It is an error. So C in capital, that is keyword in capital. And see the second line, public static void main. Bracket should come and we have put braces. So here improper use of brackets will cause the error. These are all our syntax errors, different types. So now what is the mistake in this line? Yes, it is correct. We forgot to put the semicolon. So missing semicolon. And the next line, double x is equal to 3 plus 2 into 5. In this line, we forgot to put the bracket. That means missing parenthesis. Opening bracket or opening parenthesis is not there. Next line, d is equal to 2 into by 3. Here we forgot to put the argument. It should be 2 into 5 by 3, 2 into x by 3, something like that. So we forgot. And second mistake, we forgot to define the variable. INDD or double D should be there. So that is also a syntax error. And now IND A is equal to 2. In this case, see, we have already declared IND A in the class early. There was a mistake, but the variable was declared. And now again we are declaring. That means multiple declaration of the variable. This also will cause the syntax error. So all these will cause syntax error, and some more properties which cause the syntax error. Forgot to import a class. That means when we are using the scanner class, and if we forgot import java.util.scanner, that also will cause a syntax error. Missing a return statement in functions. If you say the return type is there int abc and return statement is forgotten, so this also will cause the error. Mismatch of data type. We are saying int a is equal to computer. IND means integer number will be stored, and computer is a string variable, so mismatch of the data type. All this will cause the syntax error. I hope you understood what all things cause the syntax error, and now we can go to the next error. Logical error is caused as a result of incorrect logic of the program. That means using greater than sign in place of less than, plus in place of minus. So this mistake, the program will compile because we are giving a symbol, but the answer which we are getting will be wrong because we have given the wrong logic. So here we can find an example. Suppose for finding the sum, we are saying int a is equal to 0, c is equal to 5, b is 2. And if we are saying a is equal to c into b, we are writing program for finding sum, but we have given the multiplication sign here. That means logic is wrong. Program will combine because in the line there is no mistake and answer will be coming. But the output will be not what we are expecting. It will be a wrong answer. So this kind of mistakes will cause the logical error. Next is runtime error. This is caused at runtime. That means the compilation will be done. When we compile the program, no mistake will be shown. So compiling will be done properly. But when we try to run the program for getting the answer, at that time the mistake will be shown. So this kind of errors are known as runtime error. That means showing the error at the time of running the program. Here, for example, division by 0. We can have an example int a is equal to 25, b is equal to 0, c. So here if we are writing the program like this, c is equal to a by b, program will compile without a mistake. But when we try to get the answer, division by 0 will cause an error, that is runtime error, and the program will not give the answer. And some examples, array out of bound. Array index is negative, that means a5 in place of a5 we are saying a minus 5. And some program code we are writing out of bound array exception. So all these will cause the runtime error. Now we can analyze one situation. Look at this example. Some students are getting ready to go to school. They are going by cycle. But while going, one of the students' cycle got punctured. This was unexpected. This was not thought. That means all of a sudden the cycle got punctured, and this will cause that particular students to reach late the school. So this kind of unexpected error is known as exception. So we can say exception is an abnormal or unexpected situation that arises in the programming code while compiling the program. We haven't thought of that mistake. We haven't thought of that particular error. All of a sudden that error comes and it disrupts the normal flow of programming. Runtime error can also be known as exception. So whatever situation are coming all of a sudden, that means without any expectation, we haven't expected that mistake. So that kind of situation is known as an exception. Now we can see how we can handle the situation. We have seen the situation of cycle puncturing on the way. So what happens if it is not repaired, or how can the child reach school on time? One situation is that child can take the help of a friend and can go to school on his or her cycle so that both of them will reach the school on time. So that particular situation is handled in a proper way. So this is known as exception handling. The process of handling the exception with the help of exception handler is known as exception handling. It will help the program or application to run smoothly. So whatever situation has came unexpected, that situation is handled properly and that application or program can run smoothly with the help of some exception handlers. And in exception, in Java, we can say in Java, exception handling is done through the keywords try, catch, throw, throws, and finally. We can analyze this step one by one how the exception is found and handled. First of all, the error or exception is found. It is also known as hit the exception. And then exception is created, that is known as throw the exception. Third, catch the exception. That means use some exception handler and catch the exception, and then handle the exception. Properly handle the exception so that program will run smoothly. We can see how the exceptions are created in one or two examples. In the first example, here see this program. Class check. Public static void main string x is equal to null int l is equal to x dot length. String is considered as an object and the null value can be assigned to the object. But when we try to use the null value in a function, Java null point exception will be created. We cannot use the null value in a function. In the second example, class array public static void main int a square, that is in array 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. For int I is equal to 0, I less than a dot length, I plus plus, system out println a of I. Here, subscription value will start from 0 and length will start from 1. Length is 5, but the subscription value will be starting from 0 and ending at 4. So when we are saying I less than or equal to a dot length, 5 also will be taken into considered, and there is no element in position number 5. So Java array out of bound exception will be created. In the next example, public static void main int a is 50, b is 5, c is 0. Here we are multiplying, adding, dividing and finding the remainder. A into b, a plus b, a divided by b and a modulus b. When we divide a number by 0, here in the second line a divided by c. So here we are dividing the number by 0. Arithmetic exception will be created. This is a runtime exception and the name is arithmetic exception will be created. So like this, in different situations of the program, different kinds of exceptions are created. Now we can discuss some types of exception and the reason for such exceptions. IO exception, input output exception, occurs when some input-output problem such as reading from the keyboard or printing is found. And number format exception, when an invalid number format is encountered. That means the required number format is not given, some other type of number formats is given. Array out of bound exception appears when the index of array is out of range. We have already seen the example. Arithmetic exception appears due to some mathematical problem such as division by 0. Input mismatch exception appear when the required input data or data type is incorrect or missing. For example, we declared a variable as int and we are trying to store a string value in it. So, when a program compiles which has this exception, for example, input mismatch, a file not found, it is not there, array out of bound exception, number format exception, the runtime error is occurred. And if we do not handle the exception, it can cause system failure and program also will not run. So we have to handle the exception. So now we have found what is an exception and how the exception is formed. So the next step is how to handle the exception. We should handle the exception, otherwise the program will not run smoothly. So some keywords are there in Java which will help us to handle the exception. The first keyword is try. Try block allow us to specify, to define a block where we can keep the code to be tested for errors. That is, if a mistake can occur in the program, we will write that code in the try block. Part of the program we will create starting with try. We will create the block and inside the block we will create that part of the program in which mistake can come. And if exception is coming, that means if a mistake is coming, catch block will be executed. Try always will be followed by catch, and more than one catch block can be there for one try block. So now what is the use of catch block? Catch block is used to handle the exception. It must be preceded with a try block. Catch block will be executed only if an error occurs in the try block. That means if there is no error in the try block, catch block will not be executed. And as I have already told you, more than one catch block can be there for the try block. And now throw. Throw keyword is used to throw an exception manually. We will create it in the program. And throws keyword. Throws keyword is used to declare or throw the exception. It specifies that an error can occur in the program code. This keyword was also often the ICSE board named the keyword that specifies the error can occur in the program code, that is throws. It is always used along with the prototype. In input stream reader, we are using it throws IO exception. And finally is used to execute an important part of the program. If a error comes, that means try block will be executed, catch will be used coming after that, and program can stop. But if there is an important part of the program that has to be printed or done, even if the mistake is coming, then that part of the program we will write inside the finally block. It will execute even if an error occurs in the program. We can see how to handle the exception by using try and catch block. The part of the code in which the error can come, otherwise the exception can come, will be written in the try block. And if there is an exception, if any mistake is there, unexpected error is coming, then that exception will be caught in the catch block. So we can write the message if the exception is coming, what to do, the message in the catch block. Catch block, we will write the name of the exception that can come along with the object name. You will understand in detail by seeing the program in next slide. With example, we can see in this program class check public static void main int a is equal to 50, b is equal to 5, c is equal to 0. So when we divide a number by 0, an exception can come. So if we are writing that statement divided by 0, that part of the program will be kept inside the try block. In try block, the particular part of the program which can create the error is created. So here we are writing try, open the block, system out println a divided by c, and close the block. So after completing or closing the try block, we will write the catch block just below that. Catch and division by 0 will create arithmetic exception. So here catch, we are writing the name of the exception with an object. Arithmetic exception E. E is the object. And what has to be done if the error is coming? We have to print system out println cannot divide by 0. So this message will be printed if the mistake is coming and program will stop. So by using the try and catch command, we are handling the exception. In the second example, here we are having try int a is equal to computer. In this case, int a, that means it is an integer value, and we are trying to store here the string. So here we can have the number format exception, otherwise we can have the input mismatch exception. So here catch, we are writing the exception name with the object, and what has to be written, different type of data, that means data type different. That message will be given if the exception is coming. And in the next example, try int x is equal to new int 5. We are creating the array x which can store 5 integer. That means x0, x1, x2, x3, x4. Till this, the elements can be kept in the array x. And now we are trying to store x8 in position number 8, value 25. x8 is not in the array. It is created for 5 position. So the mistake will come. So that part of the program we have kept inside the try. And what has to be done? We have to give a message if the mistake is coming. So we have done catch. Exception name is array out of bound exception with object name E. Then system out println array out of bound. So message will be printed if the mistake is or exception is created. So like this, try catch can be combined together to handle the exception coming in the program. In the end, we can see how to use finalize keyword along with try and catch. Here this program, int a is equal to 50, b is equal to 5, c is equal to 0. The error can come if you divide a number by 0. So we are writing that part of the program in try block. Here system out println a plus b, system out println a by c. Division by 0 is coming and a by b and then a modulus b. So in the second line an exception can be created and that exception will be handled in catch block. So here we are having catch arithmetic exception E. So here we are printing system out println cannot divide by 0. So if the error is coming, printing will be done cannot divide by 0 and program will stop. And then in the finally block, we have written some line. Even if the error is coming, before stopping the program, these words or this part will be executed. So that means I am finally back will be printed even if there is a mistake. So finally block is used for printing some important details which has to be printed even a mistake is coming or even the program is not compiled properly. With this we come to an end in this video. I hope you have understood errors, type of errors, exception, how exception is created, type of exception, and in the try block if error is coming, how it can be handled by using a catch block and what is finally block and other details or other programs in detail. If you have any doubt in this topic, please don't forget to email me. You can send me message, otherwise you can write the doubt in message area. I will be replying. So if you understood the video and if you like it, please press the like button and write your comments. See you all in the next video.